As you probably already know, not every lead is equal. Like, you can have 1 million subscribers on your email list and not do that much revenue, whereas someone else might only have a fraction of that, let's say 10,000 subscribers, and they do much more, right? So the difference between those is obviously the quality of your leads. And today I want to talk about specifically 7 tactics that you can implement into your business and into your email list to make sure you improve your lead quality, to make sure your leads are actually more valuable, which doesn't just produce more revenue, but also has a lot of side benefits as well. Because, for example, when you have high quality leads, your deliverability goes up, so more emails go into their primary inbox, for example. Just a lot of good stuff happen from that as a result as well. So let's break it down. How do you actually improve your lead quality? The very first thing you can do is kind of an open door, which is to use double opt-in, right? That means that whenever someone enters their email address to join your list or do whatever, right, they first get an email automatically saying like, hey, click here, click on this link to confirm that you want our email. And that actually does 2 things. First of all, you know for sure that it's an actual real email, right? Secondly, they actually have like an extra barrier, like an extra, like they need to actually give you permission to do that, which means like, you know, if they first enter their email address, they go into their email inbox, then they click on that link, it means like you got their attention as well, right? So naturally, those leads are going to be higher quality. I'm not saying that you always have to use double opt-in. I'm not using double opt-in on all of our leads as well. It depends, right? But it's definitely a way to increase your lead quality because you know for sure that those emails are real. And the second tactic to improve your lead quality, especially if you're not doing the first one, so especially if you're not using double opt-in, is to use an email verification service such as emaillistverify.com. There's plenty of other tools as well. What these tools actually do, it's usually a paid service, but they will be able to, for any email address that you give it, they'll be able with a reasonable accuracy, not 100%, be able to tell if that's a real email address or it's a fake email address, or like if that email address doesn't even exist, right? And this can actually be used in 2 different ways. One way, it can actually be used on your existing email list. So you can literally just upload your email list, put it into a tool like that, it will go through whatever, hundreds or millions of leads, doesn't matter, right? It will go through and it'll be able to give you exactly like, these are the email addresses that we know for sure is not an actual email address. There's no email box connected to that, right? In that way, you can just remove those from your list right away. But it gets better because you can also implement that oftentimes on your landing page, right? So whenever someone enters their email address, again, especially if you don't have double opt-in, and someone is trying to just enter a whatever email address, like whatever@whatever.com, then automatically we'll actually be able to pop up a message like saying, hey, that's the wrong email address. Like, give us a real email address in order to continue, right? So this is another way, like a tactical way to improve your lead quality. And the third way is to simply ask more details, right? What I mean is like, rather than just asking name and email address, you can ask more data fields. So you can ask their phone number, you can ask more relevant information. When you do that, 2 things will happen. Your conversion rate will go down. You will get fewer leads the more questions you ask, right? But when people enter that, their intent is going to be higher because they enter all these different data forms. Plus, you have more information, right? And especially for whatever is relevant for you. Let's say you're in B2B sales. Maybe you want to know what their position is in the company or like what company they work for. That's going to be very important. You'll be able to close more deals with that information. So it might be worth it to get fewer leads because, again, lower conversion rate, but higher quality leads in the process as well. And then whichever of those 3 you're already using, after a while you'll have an email list and you have people that you are sending messages back and forth. But guess what's going to happen, right? People stop reading your emails. People actively engaged initially and maybe they stopped after a while. Maybe they switched jobs and their email address is no longer active. Maybe just dozed off and they're not interested in whatever you have to offer, whatever it is. But after a while, some of your audiences, some of your people on your email list might not be reading or engaging with your email list. And that's why it's important to, number 4, also actively clean your list. We do this in an automated fashion. This can be done with many different tools, like we're using ActiveCampaign ourselves. But what we essentially do is like we keep track if someone opens our email and clicks on a link. Especially click on a link is important these days because obviously with iOS changes, the email open is not always accurate and reliable. But essentially we keep track, like, are people still somewhat engaging with our audience? And if we send them a bunch of emails and after a couple months there's no activity whatsoever, we actually take them off our main list. We put them on a separate list for a while where we just send super valuable content, like the kind of stuff that they should respond to, right? And if they don't respond to that, then we sort of assume like, hey, you haven't responded on any of our emails or haven't clicked on any of the links, you didn't do any activity whatsoever for quite a few different months. Then we try to re-engage you, right? Still no activity whatsoever. So we just delete you from our list. So essentially what we do, if someone, even if they opened our emails, they clicked on the links, if they then like for a couple months in a row, like maybe 6 months, they don't actually engage whatsoever, we delete them from our list. We are not going to send any emails whatsoever. And therefore, yes, we have fewer leads, but the people that are on our list are actually engaged. We get higher inbox rates, better open rates, and everything works out way better. But, you know, even when you do all that, you know what's going to be the most impactful factor? You know, what's going to decide what quality your leads have? In other words, like whether they actually generate any business? It is your offer. Like, what do you say or what do you give them in order to sign up? Like, this could be just a free lead. It could be something they purchase. But essentially, it's like, what is the context? Why are they entering your email address? I mean, yes, I could put up a page and say like, hey, enter your name and email address here and you'll win a Lamborghini. Everyone would sign up, but by definition, the lead quality would be extremely low, even though I do all those things, because it's just not relevant, right? So I need to have an offer, something that I give them if they give me their email address, right? So for example, let's say I have an agency running ads for businesses, right? Like Facebook ad agency, whatever, right? If I have some kind of a lead gen where I'm gonna share like some really cool information about Facebook ads, right? That's still a lame offer, but like, let's say I figured out a new way to increase your ROAS with this cool new trick and they're gonna sign up for that. I know that I'm gonna get people who are into Facebook ads, right? Whatever I'm gonna say, whatever I'm gonna use as the offer, the context around like why are people entering, that's gonna be the most impactful thing. And that's why it's so critical to understand and know who you're trying to reach. Like, who is your ideal customer? Because if you don't know who your ideal customer is, if you don't know what their problem is, if you don't know what their ideal outcome is, it's gonna be really hard to connect with them and offer them something that ideal customer wants. Because otherwise, you just end up with a list of a bunch of leads or a bunch of people on your audience, on your email list that, you know, might open your emails, might do all the good things, but they're simply not gonna buy your product because it's just not the right fit. On my YouTube channel, I actually got various videos that go more in depth into that part. But for now, it's just important to realize that whatever your offer is in terms of getting people onto your email list, that's going to be the most important part. And the next thing that's going to be very important is where you're going to get those people from, which brings me to point number 6 and 7, right? So number 6 is like, who are you targeting? Like, who is it that you're trying to get? Even if you have the right offer, who are you trying to get your message in front of? Like, especially like very literally, if you're running ads, like, are you running ads simply to the cheapest places? Like, let's say you work worldwide and you're like, hey, I just want to get the lowest cost leads, so I'm just going to run my ads into whatever country is cheap, right? Versus just running it into the US or just running it into a specific region. Like, that's already a simple example of like where your targeting is going to decide what the quality of your leads is, right? Because otherwise, if you have the wrong targeting, again, if you do all the right things, all the things like with the right offer, you do all the list cleaning and whatnot, still not going to matter. Right? And sort of like in line with that brings me to point number 7, which is to use referrals as well, right? So besides you targeting people to come to your list, also make sure that your clients and your audience can refer other people, because when someone is referred by a friend, those people are usually way more into whatever you have to offer. Like, it's actually proven that 92% of people trust recommendations from friends above any other form of advertising, which is why it's one of the best ways to get high quality leads into your business, which is, yes, something that we do as well. I'm the founder of Viral.com, and that's actually a platform that will make it easy to get your audience to refer all their friends. Like, so far we've helped our clients generate over 64 million leads using referred marketing, and those are high quality leads because they're referred by friends. So that's the 7th tactic to not only get more leads but also increase your lead quality as well. So to sort of like do a quick recap, here are the 7 things that I just mentioned to increase your lead quality. First of all, consider to use double opt-in. Especially if you're not doing that, use email list verification to actually verify if email addresses are real or fake. Consider asking more details besides just name and email address. You'll get fewer leads but higher quality. Clean your list regularly, ideally even automatically, so that non-readers, people who don't engage with you anymore, are automatically deleted from your email list. Have the right offer to make sure people that do sign up to your list actually are the right kind of people for your business. And obviously, along with that, target the right type of people. Make sure that the people that you are trying to get on your list are actually the people that are gonna potentially buy your product or service. And number 7, make sure to also use referral marketing so that your audience can actually refer their friends, and therefore you'll get more leads but also high quality leads on your list as well. Hope you like it, and I would love to know which of these you've actually already implemented into your business. Let me know in the comments down below, or which ones you are going to implement. And while you're at it, I would love a thumbs up or a share somewhere, because that's what keeps this channel going. So with that, I hope to see you all soon. All right, cut, we're done here. Let's wrap it up. Oh, well, sorry, you're still there. Well, in that case, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to my channel where I share marketing tips, tricks, and strategies that will help you grow your business faster. So you can click on the subscribe button right now or check out the next video. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.